Okay, if you look at number 31 here, you'll see that it gives you 2 points, -4, 2, and 12, 6. And it says, what is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through those points? Well, like we've done on previous tests, I think the easiest way to do it is -4, 2, and 12, 6. Go to Desmos and go to your table. Put in those points. -4, 2, 12, 6. And then just put in your y1 tilde. Remember, that's the button to the left of the 1. M x1 plus b. And it'll give you the slope, and it'll give you the y-intercept if you do that. And if you want the slope in fraction form, you just have to put it down in a separate box down here, type it in, and it'll give you that in fraction form. But as you can see in this particular case, it actually gives it in decimal form or in integer, whole number form. So you just have to figure out which one you need from Desmos, and you got it. For number 32, if you remember, if it's linear and you have a table, you only need 2 points. So 121, 315. Let's do that here. Let's get rid of this. Put in a table. 121, 315. Okay, so if you expand here, you can kind of see where the points are. They look like that. So you know it's going to be a negative slope. But then you just go in here and use the y equals mx plus b, but with the tilde. So you have to go y1, which is this. It's looking at this y and this x1. That's why you have to put y1. Then the tilde instead of equal sign, mx1 plus b. Okay, and it gives you the y-intercept and the slope. And you just plug them in for m and b, and you got it. For number 33, again, another table. All you have to do is put in 2 points in Desmos. Doesn't matter which 2 points because it's linear. And figure out what the slope is, what the y-intercept is, and then get your equation from Desmos. Okay, number 34. I think we've seen this problem before. Remember that the y-intercept is the starting point, and the slope, if something is growing, then it's positive. If it's getting smaller, then it's a negative slope. So this says researchers in Antarctica discovered a warm sea current under a glacier that is causing the glacier to melt. The ice shelf has a thickness of approximately 450 meters when it was first discovered. That's the starting point. That's the B part. Okay, the thickness of the ice shelf is decreasing, so it's got a negative slope at an average rate of 0.06 meters per day. Okay, so what you have to figure is y is equal to mx plus b. You know what the starting point is, okay? But sometimes they write these linear equations in b plus mx. So don't be thrown off by different formats because b is just still the starting point. And you know it's going to have a negative slope because it's decreasing, okay? So it's going to end up with b minus mx because it's going to have the negative slope. And that's basically how you do number 34. 35, again, here's another table. Plug it into Desmos. Any 2 points, it'll give you the slope and it'll give you the y-intercept using the y1 tilde mx1 plus b. You got it. 36, hello. I think 35 and 36 is the same problem. The same problem. There, you get a bonus. If you can do 35, you can do 36. They look like they're the same problem. Okay, number 37. Arnold receives 1,054 working part-time at his uncle's camera store. For each camera that he sells, he earns a $125 bonus. Which equation can be used to find Arnold's monthly paycheck based on the number of cameras he sells? Well, you know the starting point is 1050. That's the y-intercept. How much he earns per camera, 125, that's the slope. Okay, so that's got to be multiplied by the number of cameras he sells. So 1050 is the starting point, the B. 125 here is the slope, and you can figure it out from there. Number 38. The graph below represents the cost in dollars for printing t-shirts at the t-shirt shop. Which linear equation can be used to represent the cost for printing t-shirts? Okay, well, there's the starting point. Okay, that's your y-intercept. You just need to figure out the slope. So rise over run. Pick any 2 points. You can pick the starting point and the end point if you want, there and there. Okay, you can figure out that value, or you can pick, there and there. It just doesn't matter. But as rise over run, it'll be the slope times the input variable plus the starting point, which is the B part right there. Okay, number 39. Terry is starting a babysitting service. She plans to charge a base fee, starting point, B, $10, and a slope of $10 per hour. Write a function on how she charges. Doesn't get easier than that. You've got the slope and the starting point, or the y-intercept, which is the starting point. Jackie is creating a spreadsheet to keep a record of the amount she has collected from customers for candy boxes she has sold to them. She must write a linear equation in 2 variables to represent the amount she has collected or she has sold. Use the table to determine the amount to charge. Okay, so basically it says, which linear equation in 2 variables can Jackie use to represent the amount collected in terms of number of boxes sold to her spreadsheet? Put in any 2 points. They said it's linear. Put any 2 points in Desmos. You can do these 2 points, or you can do the first point and the last point. It just doesn't matter. Okay, and then use the y1 up there, tilde mx1 plus b. After you put it in the table, go down to the next line in Desmos, put this in there, and it'll tell you what m is, what the slope is, and it'll tell you what b is, the y-intercept. And that should match one of these down here. Okay. And 41, 42. Again, another table here for 41. Now, I'll give you a hint. The y-intercept is always when x is equal to 0. So if you look at this table here, okay, if you look at this table on the right here, when x is equal to 0, that's the y-intercept. So you go down to look at your equations, your answer choices, and you don't even have to calculate the slope. But if you do, if you go put any of those 2 points in Desmos in the table and do your y1 tilde function, it'll tell you what the slope is and the y-intercept. But I'm just trying to make it easy on you. And finally, number 42, 2 points, any 2 points, and you can tell what the slope is because there's a difference of 1 right there. So y2 minus 1, 3 minus $1.50. 2 minus 1 over 1. So you know the slope is $1.50. Okay. So is there a y-intercept? Well, that's for you to figure out, but that should be a big enough hint for you to figure out what the right answer is. You can put them in Desmos, any 2 points, and they'll give you the answer, what the y-intercept is. And that's how you do these last 12 problems. That's it. Good luck.